MontgomeryShowers.com.
Download the Local 3 News and Weather apps now.
Okay, if you are in the market to sell your house, first of all, hold on, because never is it a completely easy journey. But if you have some time to plan, no doubt you're trying to figure out what's going to help you get the most when you sell that house. So lucky for you, Charlotte Mabry is on the show this morning with a few ideas and then a tease ahead, because on March 21st, you're having a Zoom meeting. People from the comfort of their home can tap into your knowledge and find out 10 things they can do to improve the value of their house.
Absolutely. If you're going to sell, let's be sure you get the most money for it. And if you're going to remodel, to me, a great idea would be, why don't you call a real estate professional ahead of time before you do that remodeling and say, okay, am I really going to get all my money back?
Right.
Or get as much money as I can back from this? And so thinking ahead on that, it's a good thing to do.
Okay, we have savvy buyers these days. So just like from a seller's perspective, for a while anyway, you could pretty much put anything on the market and it would sell.
That's not the case today. Not the case today. And so, you know, there are so many things that you need to think about as a seller, but a great place to start right now is thinking about repairs. Don't go remodel, don't go add on, don't put the bells and whistles in there if you don't have repairs done. If you've got a leaky roof, or if you've got doors that won't close, or a faucet that drips, those things, and it sounds silly to think, wow, that's going to be a great return on my money or return on my house. But people are savvy, just like you say, and they're not willing to pay extra money for something that's not in good repair.
It's also an indicator if you go into a house and the little things are overlooked.
For sure.
And then that's in your mind and you're skeptical of the house.
You're
from the
wondering,
very
what
beginning.
else? What can I not see? Absolutely. Sure, absolutely.
Once upon a time, the advice was to paint your front door and make your entryway pretty. Is that still a good idea?
It always is. I think, you know, your curb appeal, that first impression is the only impression, right? We've even had people, don't tell anybody, we've had people just paint the front of the house, you know, to be to really have it, you know, to really pop. And it wasn't that the rest of it needed it. It's just we had them really do that extra on the front.
I really like the idea of what you said about consult with a realtor first, because first of all, if it's your home and you've been in it for a while, you love it in a way and you see things in it different than other people.
Absolutely.
But you need kind of that objective eye, right?
For sure.
And that's what you'd bring to it?
For sure. And we can walk through not just looking at it from our perspective, but what a potential buyer is going to be looking for. And buyers right now love those updates, like the updated kitchens and bathrooms. That's a good place to focus. But you don't necessarily have to rip it all out and start completely from scratch.
Right.
There are a lot of ways of just paint will help. Changing drawer knobs and pulls, those things help. Changing countertops, but you need to know what countertops are people looking for today.
What about quality, Charlotte? Because sometimes people will put kind of a quick veneer over something, and that's no good either.
You know, it depends on the product. So if you are working in an investment property and you're selling an investment property, and the goal there is to eke out or squeeze out the money there, then you might not be as worried about quality. But otherwise, absolutely. I think you're going to need to focus on quality. And quality doesn't have to necessarily be expensive. It just needs to be good.
What about, we're coming into spring, what about landscaping?
Landscaping is important. That curb appeal is important. To me, one of the best things you can do is change your garage doors.
Oh, really?
Or at least update them. There are ways to make them look like carriage doors and the things that are a little more popular, either by paint or magnetic devices that attach to your doors. There are a lot of ways to change it. That's a great, again, landscaping look update is changing those garage doors. Another great tip is finishing off unfinished square footage. Maybe you've got an unfinished basement or an attic space. Again, I wouldn't do that without the advice of a real estate professional, excuse me, so you would know really what, I guess, what price per square foot you should expect to obtain from that, and that'll help you know how much money to do spend or maybe not spend.
What if you are not about to put your house on the market in the next 6 months, but maybe you have like a 3-year plan?
Absolutely. Still
a good idea?
It would be a great idea to have somebody look at that, because regardless of whether you sell or not, there are things that you can do that people will really enjoy. For example, right now we were talking about working from home, and one of the hot things right now is not just having a home office, it's having more than one home office because several people are working from home.
Right.
And I think that trend is going to continue. So even if you're looking at selling 1, 2, 3, 5 years down the road, I think that's a consideration. Do you have a space to make, and not only one home office, but perhaps two?
So, 7 o'clock, March 21st.
Absolutely.
What do people do? Reach out to your office to get a link?
If you will look for us on social media, you're going to see that link on there. So you can just look for Charlotte Mabry Team, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media of your choice, we're out there.
Do you anticipate it being something where you're just really informing people, or since it will be Zoom, can they show you their kitchen?
They absolutely, it will be very interactive, so questions you have, items you want to discuss, we'll even dive deep on what paint color is hot right now.
Oh, wow. All right, then look for it. You always know where to find her besides here on the set with us, but charlottemabryteam.com, and she would say that team is an operative word. She's got all types of staff there.
For sure.
With their own special knowledge to help you on your path. 593-5588 is her phone number.
Look no further than Mercantile at the Ridge for that unique home furnishing or collectible. The same familiar location, new management, and a refreshing shopping experience with over 125 individual shops. Find what you're looking for at Mercantile at the Ridge, Ringgold Road, Exit 1, East Ridge.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Give me one good